I guess it's working. I don't know. Hey, how are you? Haven't seen you for a long time, and well, actually, I've been seeing you guys for all this time, but y'all haven't seen me. And the last time I had no hair up here and had lots of hair down here, and now it's kind of the opposite. So I just want to touch base, catch up on a couple things, give you some ideas, some tips that I find helpful anyway. And so, for those of you who've been following the weather, you know that up here in the Vermont area, New England, it's been raining cats and dogs probably for, I don't know, it seems like 20 years now, but it's probably only been about a week. Every night this week I've had to cancel my running class because of the rain and lightning and things like that, so that hasn't been all that fun. But we did manage to get one of the students showed up tonight, and we'd had a nice class, and then I ran a little bit after that. But what I'm left with is some soggy shoes, and we were at the track tonight, and so I ran in my Saucony Verada, I guess, which I reviewed a couple I don't know, a couple weeks ago anyway. I'm still loving these shoes. They're kind of nice. Breaking them in a little bit, getting used to the zero drop, and they let the water in really easily, because this whole part right here is just basically a mesh. So the water goes right in. It doesn't keep water out at all. But what it also does is lets water out. So the only thing really keeping my foot wet in there is my sock. And I try to run in a really thin sock when I run in these, so it wasn't too bad. But anyway, because the weather here is so humid, leaving these out on my porch to dry is going to take days, and they'll start to smell a little funky. I only know that because that's what I have a message. I left my trail running shoes, which were very wet, outside to dry, and they didn't quite dry over the past couple days, but they have a new smell. So I don't want that to happen to these guys. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use an old trick that I used back when I was in high school and played soccer, and would always get the shoes wet too. But before I do that, or as part of that, I'm going to take this newspaper, okay, and here's a little exercise you can do for your forearm strength. Not that I have strong forearms, but, you know, I'm pointing to my forearm just so you know that I know where it is. So this is a forearm, and this is actually a one-band ID. Check them out, onebandid.com. It's the number one, bandid.com. And this is not an ad. I don't get any kickback from them. I bought this myself. I love it. It fits on my watch band. Anyway, so take a newspaper, one page, one of the big pages, whole thing, okay? What are we learning about here? Anyway, so you take the whole thing and you start at one corner, okay? Start at a corner, and then just using your hand, crumple it up towards you. Crumple. Just using that one hand. And by the time you get to the end, and then you get this ball, and it works your forearm. And so now you take this ball and you make it a little smaller, and you take a shoe and you shove it down inside right to the end. And what it'll do is suck up the water that's in your shoe. So what I did was take this part out first, because that'll air dry or something. So you tuck that in, and just continue to fill up the shoe until it's all full of newspaper. See in there? And the newspaper will absorb all the water, and your shoe won't stink as much. It should only take like overnight, and then your shoe should dry right out. Anyway, that's that useful tip. So you got a little workout, and you get some dry shoes. So that's kind of cool, huh? See, come show up at Uncle Gene's video, and you learn something. Kind of cool. So I think that's about it. We're at 4.5 minutes, and so if we were running 800s, I'd be done with one of them. Okay, I'd be done and walking. But so that's that for right now. I just wanted to say hi. Take this little clip. Look at this little guy right there. There's a cute little clip holding up my thing. So that's it. You know, run well, be well, share the love. And if your shoes get wet and you have an extra newspaper kicking around, get 2 things done. Grab that corner, crumple it all up, crumple as small and tight as you can, stuff it in your shoe, and do another one. And before you know it, your forearms will be like, oh wow, that's kind of tough, you know. And you'll be good. All right. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.